What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, back for another Walmart automation video. And in this video, I'm gonna finally expose the biggest lie you are being told by Walmart automation service providers and the biggest red flag that there is before you open up your store. So you're not gonna wanna miss this, especially if you've had the idea to get one of these stores started. You're gonna definitely want to know this information. I'm gonna cover that and a whole lot more, including what the maximum amount you should be paying for any one of these stores. So I am super fired up. My cat's fired up. She just ran up the stairs like a bat out of hell. So let's go and do this. Right, so I'm here in the back end of my store, and before I expose the biggest lie that you're being told to by unscrupulous Walmart service providers, let me go ahead and do a quick review. As you've seen, I got more items loaded up on my store, so now total $16.74, which means, again, we should see an increase in profits this month. And I will show you in a bit my spreadsheet on what this store has actually done so far. But let's just look at the performance real quick. We always like to do that. Last 7 days, 7.5K, which again, like I said, I think that's gonna go up. And July's looking very sweet. Looks like I'll probably end up in $6,000 to $8,000 profit, which is pretty nice. I will get 50% of that. This store is 50-50, but enough about my store. Let's talk about your stores and why you need to pay close attention when you're told what I'm about to reveal right now. Now, I will say this much. I've taken hundreds of calls from you guys just to find out where you're in your journey for Walmart automation, and also to get some competitive intelligence, some data on the entire situation, and overall to learn a lot more about Walmart automation. And that's just been the case. I've learned so much in taking these calls, and I will continue to take calls. So if you do want to sign up for one of those calls, click below and email me, and then we can get on the phone and talk about what your goals are in terms of doing this. But here is the biggest red flag that I've seen and I've heard and I've been told time and time again by you guys. Now, this is something, if you hear from a company, you almost never want to work with this company. And that lie is that every single one of their employees are in the United States. Now, let me tell you why that's a huge lie and how the math just doesn't make sense when we think about this and why they're even saying that. First and foremost, if you know that all the employees are in the US, then yes, you're gonna feel a lot more warm and cozy inside before you send them a big amount of money. And the reason for that is, well, you know that everybody can speak proper English. There's gonna be no messing up. They're gonna be able to read perfect English unless they're getting total idiots, right? But the reality is that almost 100% of stores are outsourced primarily to India and the Philippines. So just understanding that at the get-go, you are way ahead of anyone else. And the reason that they are outsourced is because, let's face it, it takes an enormous amount of manpower and hours to find all these available products to put on your store. So going back to mine, if we look at the total number of items right now listed, it's 1,674. What I can tell you based off of experience and based what my team does on my personal stores, I can tell you that one person on those stores approximately gets between 30 and 55 products in an 8-hour workday. So now we can do the math and figure out how many hours is it going to take them to get 1,674 products loaded up on a store. Furthermore, every single day we lose products. So you might wonder, like, Liz, I don't understand. What do you mean lose products? So altogether, let's just pretend that my guy has put in, and we'll do the math here, in order for my guy to have found 1,674 total products published on the store, if we pretend he's done an average of 40 products per 8-hour workday, and the reality is they don't work 8 hours, they work about 6 hours, then he's going to have worked at least one full week to get that amount of products. But keep in mind, every single day, a product will fall off. And what I mean by that is that either the product is no longer available for sale on Amazon, which means you cannot drop ship it to Walmart, because if you sell it and it's not available on Amazon, well, there's no way you can send the product to the customer. Or number two, the product's price has gone up. So every single one of those scenarios is possible. And if those happen, then those will have to be adjusted on Walmart and they'll have to be taken out of your inventory so that they can no longer be sold. Because remember, if you do happen to sell them and you have nowhere to get them, then that goes against your metrics on Walmart. And in the future, that could lead to suspensions. So, all right, with that in mind, we've got a VA working full-time on this store sourcing products on a day-to-day basis. And what I found is that usually these VAs are rotated from store to store. So a VA might only work on each store 1 week and then take a break and then work on another store 1 week and then so forth. And the reality is that since they are working out of the Philippines or India, their salary is quite low, somewhere in the $2 to $3 to possibly even $4, which is a lot of money in the Philippines, per hour. That's how much they're getting paid per hour to source products for your store. However, let's take a look. If the VA was actually in the United States, then the minimum wage national average is about $7.25. But for the sake of this example, we'll just say that they're making $8 per hour. Now, the amount that they're having to pay the VA is twice the amount that they pay in the Philippines or India, and it just does not make mathematical sense that they would get these VAs in the USA, because this can quickly add up, and now their 50% split that they get is dwindled down. So I can tell you for a fact, almost 100% of these stores are outsourced to India and or the Philippines. And the majority of them are actually in India. And I'm not actually sure why that's happening. I just know that it is happening, and dropshipping automation stores are usually manned by India, as opposed to what we traditionally give outsourcers in the Philippines. So again, the biggest red flag is when a dropship automation company that does Walmart tells you that all their employees are in the USA. Yes, it does make sense that their account manager or whoever communicates with you on a day-to-day basis is in the USA, because they would in fact have to have perfect English skills. So that makes perfect sense. However, it does not make sense when they say that the VAs are all in the USA. It's a bunch of bullshit. So don't believe that. Always ask that. And if they tell you they're in the US, run as fast as you can and just get away. Find another company. Now, this is just one of many red flags. In the next video that I do, I will give you the second biggest red flag, which is kind of insane. I've recently heard about this, and it reminds me of the Amazon dropshipping days and what's going on with all those teams. And I think you're going to be shocked at what a lot of unscrupulous automation teams are doing in order to get the maximum amount of money in their pocket and really not giving two shits about your store. So definitely tune in for that. As usual, put your questions in our comments below. I always personally answer them, and I will be more than happy to take a call with you guys so that you can learn more about Walmart dropshipping and automation. So I will see you all in the next video.